meet our students and to share some academic point of view with your experience living in Europe and collaborating with the United Nations system, and you can say something for them. And also, he requested me 3 subjects to be discussed here. The first one, the development and progress of Buddhism in European countries. So, I gave you some information in my first presentation. And the second one, on Buddhist monastic education. We typically oriented from the education to the monastic education. It's very important, especially we are majority of Buddhist Sangha. What is the place, the role of the Sangha, and why we like to have a monastic education, separation from the formal and non-formal education. The last one today, he asked me to say something about war and peace. I am not a military person to talk about war, because I became a monk when I was very young, 10 years old. Therefore, I have no experience about military. However, the subject of peace became a prime and give priority in the United Nations system and also all over the world today. So we have to know a little bit more about the Buddhist aspect and the place of Buddhism. Sixth century before Christ, during the time of the Buddha, we never heard some big wars or killings. Only 2 occasions it has mentioned in Pali canonical studies. One is, I mentioned yesterday or day before yesterday, about Sakya-Kolya conflict for the sharing of the water. The second occasion is mentioned, King Ajatasattu, he would like to take over kingdom of Lichavin. These 2 occasions is mentioned. I didn't find any other important occasion about war. But the second occasion, Buddha talked to the chief minister of the Ajatasattu, it is very difficult for you to take over Lichavin kingdom because Lichavin governed with respecting of the 10 royal duties, Dasa Raja Dharma. Therefore, if you go for a war, you will definitely defeat. Need not to go there. These 2 occasions it has mentioned. I don't know, sometime if you can go through any other documents, sometime you may find out. And another occasion I found, it is the problem among the Sangha. Buddha was disappointed and he left for the forest of Parileya, where the Sangha dispute among themselves. Buddha could not arrive to resolve this problem, so he was a little bit disappointed, so he left the temple. These three occasions in canonical studies I found. But coming back to the Buddhist history, last 25 centuries, the name of the Buddha or Buddhism, it never recorded anywhere Buddhists killed any other people of non-Buddhist. Of the name of the Buddhism, that is something very important record. Even recently happened destruction of Buddha Bamiyan in Afghanistan. We work hard of UNESCO and United Nations, all the Buddhist countries, to preserve this giant Buddha statue and Buddhist cultural heritage of Afghanistan, but we could not succeed. Taliban, they destroyed the Buddha statue. But this moment even, no any Buddhist organization or Buddhist people or Buddhist Sangha or any other person in the world again started to fight in with Islamic people to revenge to destruction of the Bamiyan Buddha. But however, the practicing of peace attitude of the world Buddhist community, the thousand of Buddha image created in the heart of the western part of the people. They destroy only one Buddha, but many people respected the Buddhist attitude. And the name of the Buddhism, the all over the world Buddhist people, when they practice such a way, and other religious and spiritual tradition have no such a pure record. Name of the religion, many people killed. I don't know to mention who are the people. However, we Buddhists, we directly attach to the mission of the Buddha as a peacemaker and to develop harmony among the people from the very beginning of the inception of his religion. But the war we cannot stop until today. Everywhere, different part of the world, without any sympathy and kindness, we can see many people are killing. International organizations, spiritual authority and peace activists, they are looking for solution. But still we are failed. If we can see every day in the morning about popular mass media, you can see everywhere it is happening. It means from the very beginning of the human civilization, the nature of the violence exists. All the living beings. I never say only human beings, even animals. Powerful animal, strong animal, they kill the weaker and they are taken for the food. That behavior continue until today. So today we are in a crossroad. crossroad mean politician has failed to find out solution. International organizations much have done, but still we cannot say international organization have some solution, sustainable solution to give to the world. Then spiritual authority, especially Buddhist, do we have some solution? That is the question. Even Asian countries, we don't have peace. Traditional Buddhist countries. So I am happy to know this university started some peace education program. I am happy to hear that. Starting from BA, MA and PhD, the very new subject. We have to find out some sustainable solution to bring to the world, not as a Buddhist, as we love for the peace. We need to have a batch only Buddhist. All human beings, we like to live in peace. So this situation is the common ground in the world society. To introduction remark, if I say for this seminar today, what I can say, the First and Second World Wars remain as human disaster of human history, which has taken several millions of human lives due to ignorance and power struggle of some powerful nations. The cemeteries of different countries in the world witnessed the sad and terrible human history in the name of World War First and Second and many other regional wars. When I say regional wars, Korean War, Vietnam War, and Middle East, there are many wars. Having had dreadful experience of war, the world powerful nations, namely France, United Kingdom, United States of America, Soviet Union, and Germany, has signed a treaty to stop the war and decided to develop peace throughout the world and to establish a society of a culture of peace. That means the starting point of creating of the United Nations. According to the historical information, the First World War between 1914 to 1918, total military and civilian casualties number 40 millions. Among them, 15 to 19 million of death. First World War. Can you imagine? Second World War, from 1st September 1939, the Hitler invasion to Poland, 70 to 85 million, 70 to 85 million people died. This is the unforgettable disaster of the human history. The first one, the war cemeteries of Normandy in France. There are several places we have like the thousand the monument of dead people. in France and UK and different countries. All those political leaders, especially from USA, France, England, they come to war hero remembrance days to think about this sad and unforgettable human disaster. So I am not going to enter to the First and Second World War. You can find out more information. I have some other thing to talk to you. After this First and Second World War, a treaty has signed by Germany and allied nations, named USA, UK, France, Italy, and Japan, on 28 June 1999 to end of the First World War at Versailles Palace in Paris. This is the treaty, the signing occasion of Versailles Palace, to stop the First World War. But it has not stopped. It continued again. Second World War, anyhow, started 1939. This is the treaty has signed by USA, UK and Soviet Union in 12th of August 1945 to end of the Second World War at Potsdam in Germany. So then, world political leaders and nations decided it is enough now. It is really enough. First World War, 15 to 19 million deaths, and Second World War, 70 to 85 million deaths. How we can be as civilized, we can say the world became a civilized nation. We kill each other. Buddha has condemned in his teaching all those disasters. Then to end the war, on 24th October 1945, United Nations have been founded by signature of 50 countries in San Francisco in USA to say we are not going to continue war anymore. From the beginning, UN, 50 countries, they agreed to create the League of the Nation. From the beginning, it is a League of the Nation. Then now we have more than 190 countries. As a result of that, an international organization has formed together with many nations under the name of League of Nations, which has known later as United Nations. The Charter of the United Nations Charter say like that. To be preamble, Charter of the United Nations begin with its preamble in following the words. We, the people of the United Nations, determine to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, which twice in our lifetime has brought untold sorrow to mankind, and to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights, in the dignity and the worth of the human person, in the equal right of men and women, and of nations, large and small, and to establish conditions under which justice and respect for obligations arising from treaties and other sources of international law can be maintained and to promote social progress and better standard of life in large freedom. The Article 1 of the United Nations Charter furthermore says to maintain international peace and security, and to that end to take effective collective measures for the prevention and removal of threat to the peace, and for the suppression of act of aggression or other breaches of the peace, and to bring about by peaceful means and in conformity with the principle of justice and international law, adjustment or settlement of international dispute or situations which might lead to a breach of the peace. It became a kind of junction. All leaders get together. They would like to stop the aggression and power struggle. But however, with the creation of the UNESCO in 1946, UNESCO preamble say that since wars begin in the mind of men, it is in the minds of men that the defenses of peace must be constructed. That is, for us to think about Buddhists, it's very important. When Dhammapada, the first stanza when he begin, Mano Pubbang Gama Dhamma Mano Setta Mano Maya. It's go together, the link. Everything is led by the mind. So, we are very happy to hear that even international community and these organizations, they recognize the origin and root of the Buddhism, what Buddha say, same thing when they wrote their articles to the United Nations Constitution and even UNESCO. But during last 75 years, UN has accomplished number of noble missions throughout the world, but many other unresolved problems are remain. Among them, to establish sustainable peace, poverty eradication, environmental protection, reduce of illiteracy, cultural harmony, social and economic development, wipe out the racism and discrimination, and many other issues still we are discussing. That is the reason all over the world we need to have a United Nations office. As in Bangkok, there are more than 25 UN agencies are there. That means many things we have to resolve after the war. Education completely destroyed. Hospitals, roads, and economy. So we have to re-begin everything. Especially UNESCO started to build up the education system. During the war, all the education institutions, school and universities, everything destroyed. And even until today, several million of children, they have no school. This is some research. What is the peace?
See the previous slide.
Okay. All right. Honestly speaking, what is the peace? We are talking about always peace and peace and peace and peace. But we don't have peace even ourselves. Absence of hostility. That is the peace. Absence of violence. That is the peace. Absence of conflict. That is the peace. Freedom from fear of violence. That what every living being look for. It is very difficult to find out any planet Earth to live without all those things that mean hostility or violence or threat, all kind of aggressivity. Now, I thought to find out some few information for you. If any student would like to prepare a MA or PhD thesis on peace education, peace studies, without quote these canonical references, I think you cannot prepare your thesis. There are a number of teachings and references on peace could be found in Tripitaka as follows. Tripitaka normally we find the only similar word closely to the word of peace is khanti. Therefore we say khanti paramita. And Sanskrit, of course, we use khanti as a shanti. Shanti. Shanti means, of course, I would like to say it is very difficult for us to give a translation or interpretation of Buddha Vachana to the modern language. Honestly speaking, khanti or shanti, we cannot directly say that is the similar in translation to the peace. It is totally different. Because the Buddha Vachana, the word of the Buddha, to translate directly to modern languages, to English or French or German or Russian or whatever other languages, it's a very difficult because the modern languages are very poor. Very difficult this enlightened language of the Buddha to directly translate. Therefore, I almost encourage for the young researchers who are doing PhD thesis, don't violate the original word of the Buddha. You don't go for the translate these kind of word to according to your own thoughts. Better to keep it as original word. If someone wanted to know it, let him to know language of Pali. For example, when you say dukkha, you cannot say very simply suffering. The meaning of dukkha is a very deep. How you can say it is simply it is a suffering is the dukkha? It is the same. When you say about peace, shanti or khanti, it's a very big and vast meaning. But we have no any other word to go through very close to the peace. Therefore, we use khanti as a peace. But anyhow, in English, you have many other synonyms. You can say patience, forbearance, and forgiveness, and all kind of things. The first important reference is Dhammapada 134. Khanti Kamanata Adivasanatta. Second one, Khanti Paramang Tapo Titikha Nibbanang Paramang Vadanti Buddha. Also it is Dhammapada. And Visuddhimagga also. Both. Another important place say, Khantiya Bhiyo na Vijjati. It is Samyutta Nikaya and Dhammapada Attakatha. The fourth reference say, Titikha Sankhata Khanti. It is Samyutta Nikaya, volume 5. The fifth one, Khanti Balang Balanikang Tangaham Brumi Brahmanam. There is Dhammapada and Sutta Nipata. Number 6, Khanti Sorach. Number 7, Khanti Sunya. Number 8, Khantiya Samannagata. All those words related to the original teaching of the Buddha. When we say original teaching, I always say it is Buddha Vachana. Because don't forget, when you go to the Buddhist literature, there is a Buddha Bhasita, a Savaka Bhasita. So we take differences. What is the Buddha Vachana? That means original word of the Buddha. Savaka Bhasita is a disciple of the Buddha. But unfortunately, I am not going to enter here argument. When it go to the Tripitaka Agama, Chinese tradition, all those teachings of Nagarjuna, Vasubandhu, Shantideva, Kamalasila, Shanta Rakshita, Dinnaga, Dharmakirti, all those great masters, their teaching also they recognize as a Buddha Vachana. So, I am not going to enter argument here to what is the Buddha Vachana, what are the not Buddha Vachana. I am not going to enter for that. But Theravadian tradition, that means original Buddhism, only the canonical teachings, Tripitaka, Sutta Vinaya Abhidhamma, only consider as a Buddha Vachana. After that, commentaries, we say Attakatha, sub-commentaries, we say Tika, and we never recognize as a Buddha Vachana. It is up to you, when you consult all kind of teachings, your references, you think about how you are going to put it in together. Buddha, his tradition and his teaching. Many people call him as a Prince of Peace, as a Jesus Christ. His mission for the peace. From beginning until the end. For him, Buddha always insists to the Sangha and his followers. When I say followers, that means Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, Upasaka, Upasika, Chatuparisa, to develop inner peace. First, that is called Ajjattika Shanti. When you have Ajjattika Shanti, that means inner peace, you can create outer peace. Bahiddha Shanti. That means very easy for us to understand. If you have no peace yourself, how you can give peace for others? It's a very, it is understandable for everyone. The Buddha always encouraged his disciple, try to develop peace yourself first before talking about world peace. If I have no peace in my mind, how can I make peace for my neighbors? How can I make peace my family? How can I make peace my temple? How can I make peace in France? Cannot. Therefore, Buddha's teaching is very acceptable, and immediately answer he has given, Ajjattika Shanti, and Bahiddha Santi is very important. And one who develops Ajjattika Santi, that inner peace, he can develop Bahiddha Santi, outer peace, which lead for the no conflict, no war, no aggressivity, no violence, and then we can talk to the peace. He has a reason. And some other occasion, Buddha, sometimes he break the silence. In Kutadanta Sutta, you can go and see that, when the country became unrest, manifestation, violence, theft, aggressivity everywhere, the king could not find out the solution. Buddha say, your method is not very successful, you catch the people, put in the jail. He say, you have to think about their suffering. Don't increase more taxes. Help them to increase their facilities. Give them more acceptable good salary. Reduce taxes. Help them to develop their own business. That means Buddha directly or indirectly engaged with the politics. He never became a politician, however. He always stay higher position of the older rulers as advisors to teach for the kings and rulers how to govern a country with a peaceful manner. Kutadanta Sutta, I found a place very much interested. This is, you know very well, because I need not to tell you. It's a very acceptable, everyone, all beings are afraid to punishment. All beings are fear to death. Then comparing others with oneself, one should neither kill nor cause to kill. Take yourself example. Very simple. You see, Buddha not always going to give some philosophy. It depends on to whom he talk. If he talk a village man on the street when he go for a begging of the food, he talk very different way to that man, how he can understand. When he meets some people who has a merit to become even enlightened position, he talk the different way. Sometimes he teach not conventional truth, not sammuti satcha. He talk paramatta satcha, ultimate truth. If people are not enough capacity to develop their wisdom, he just begin to talk conventional truth. That means sammuti satcha. That is also another subject for you to learn, the teaching method of the Buddha. He never begin to teach people. He just teach how is the audience. He fix according to the audience how he teach. The same thing. He said, don't kill the people if you are afraid for the punishment. If you are afraid for the death, don't kill others. It is, even after this 25 centuries later, it is more valuable. Just the physical intervention, if I say yesterday, this is the one thing is Sakya Kolya intervention, second one is Ajatasattu. Now, Buddhist order, when we call the Sangha, according to canonical literature, more than 80,000 of the Sangha surrounding him. They are the first batch of the peace messengers, like a military. Sometimes I feel the Vinaya, what he taught for the Sangha, many rules of the Vinaya code, even today take to the training of the military. Exactly same. Sometimes you will see when you enter into the young military people to their camp, their discipline is most of them are copied from the Buddhist texts. The Vinaya came utmost priority. The rules are until today. We have never changed anything. Therefore, the Sangha, his disciple, 80,000 people, they are the first, I can say, the batch of the peacemakers of ancient India. You remember, I need not to so mention, Negro the Samanera. Even such a cruel man became a pious Buddhist emperor of Emperor Ashoka. Just his behavior, just his teaching, after calling a war, he became a pious Buddhist emperor. Therefore, I read somewhere, some scholars, even they say, the Buddha not created only for his order, Buddhist order as a Sangha. They are the people who brought the peace to the ancient India. Wherever they go, they are for a harmony, they are for a peace, they are for a solidarity, they are for a negotiation, they are for the help. Yes, as I mentioned, Dhamma Vijaya, that means the peace, according to Ashokan inscription. This is the royal emblem of Emperor Ashoka. But some even today recognize this emblem as the Buddhist flag. But some use it is the eightfold path. They use as a Sri Lanka 1956 adopted Dhammaratana as eightfold. But this one some recognize as a Buddhist flag, Buddhist symbol. This belongs into the Emperor Ashoka. Yes, this is the empire. The first day I mentioned you, from India, he went to the Hellenistic world. That means it went to until Egypt. This whole area is Ashokan empire. That means Buddhist. Whole Central Asia at that time became Buddhist. Unfortunately, today we not find out that. So there is some very interesting inscription. Ashoka wrote Edict 13, Khalsi Rock. It is in Prakrit language. Yes, it is say line number 6, Devanang Piyesha Ye Dhamma Vijaye. If someone can read for the Prakrit, the number 6, that is very clearly say, that means his engagement for the peace development. 3rd century before Christ. There's a translation, some few lines. I will take it for you to give some information. Asoka edicts 13 on peace. It is say, but this by Devanam Priya, the conquest by morality, and this conquest has been won repeatedly by Devanam Priya, both here and among all his borders, even as far as the distance of 600 yojana. I don't know one yojana, that means how many kilometers. 600 yojanas, where the Yona, king named Anityoga, is ruling. At that time he was a king. And beyond this, Antiyoga, where four kings are ruling. For example, king named Tulamaya, the king named Antekina, the king named Maka, and the king named Alikaya Sudala. And likewise toward the south, where the Choda and Pandya are ruling as far as Tambapani. Tambapani means Sri Lanka. Tambapani, Sri Lanka. Swarnabhumi is Thailand. At that time, according to Asokan inscription. According to this inscription, Sri Lanka at that time ruling by Chola and Pandya. That means Indian kings. After that, the same, the text say, likewise here in the king territory, among the Yona and Cambodia, among the Nabakas and Nabapinkitis, among the Bojas and Pitinikayas, among the Andhras and Pallavas. Everywhere people are conforming to Devanam Priya's instruction in morality. That means for the peace. So Asoka, the King Emperor Asoka, has recognized for this great mission. I think there's many inscription, rock edict on Asoka. If our university here, Mahashula, would like to develop peace education, I think students have to learn Prakrit and Brahmani script. Many of the Asoka Sellipi, that Asoka edict, are written in Prakrit and Brahmani inscription. So very important to develop that. You can see the real mission of the Asoka for the development of peace. Yes, just I say some few words about Asoka's mission for the peace development. He has rock edicts, creating rock edicts on peace and tolerance. He built up 80,000 stupas throughout his empire. Identification of Buddhist holy shrines, for example, Lumbini, Bodh Gaya, Saranath, Kusinara. Without him, we don't have these holy places for us today. His official visit, he recognized these places and he put edict and he said, I am the Emperor Asoka, I visited this place, I identified this is the birthplace of the Buddha, this is the enlightened place of the Buddha, this is the first sermon of the Buddha Saranath, this is his parinirvana. So very important is this mission. And then he developed entire region, the Hellenistic world, about Buddha's teaching. And of course, he encouraged the all other regional kings to practice righteousness. That means Dhammaraja, to develop 10 royal duties. Now I am interested for you to bring out there's only one discourse I find in Theravada Tripitaka. It is related to the war and peace. I'm inviting you, whoever interested to learn about peace education, go through this sutra that is called Kalaha Vivada Sutta. Kalaha, that means fight, war. Vivada, that means argue, dispute. Why war come? From where the dispute come? How we can settle it? This is the only place what I found. Sometimes you may find out Chinese Tripitaka. Sometimes its translation have Taisho edition. You can say Taisho. Of course, sometimes this sutra you will find out Thai translation. It may exist. In English, you have PTS edition. If you go to Polytech Society, K.R. Norman, Professor Norman, he translated this sutra in 1992. In English, it is available. And the second one, Andrew Oldensky, he also translated this one 2001. And seemed to be another monk, is a Thai, I think, Santikaro, based on Ajahn Buddhadasa's translation. That means Venerable Buddhadasa has worked on that. Sometimes you can compare with the original text. And also John D. Allen, 1983, also he translated. There are some comments have given Bhikkhu Tanissaro Bhikkhu. Tanissaro, that's been Thai. These are the information for you. And of course, you can go to some, I didn't see these people have compare with the commentaries. This is find out Sutta Nipata, Kuddaka Nikaya. In the stanzas 862 to 877, you have 16 Gatha, 16 stanza talking about Kalaha Vivada Sutta. It is very important. 11 Sutta of the Attaka Vagga in the Sutta Nipata, this discourses exist. It has mentioned, according to Malalasekara, his Pali proper name, he say, it is said that the discourse was especially mean for those in the assembly, whose temperament was malicious. Dosa charitanam. Dosa. We are told that Mahaprajapati Gautami heard the sutta and renounced the world. That means this Kalaha Vivada Sutta has given to the Mahaprajapati Gautami. So you have to check that. And what about Attakatha also say? It's very important. I will take the first one. Kuto pahuta kalaha vivada parideva soka sahamacharacha manati mana sahapesunacha kuto pahuta te tad imgha bruhi. It is very simple. Asking, from where have there arisen quarrels, dispute, lamentation, sorrow, along with selfishness, conceit, and pride, along with slander? From where do these various things arise? Please tell me. It's a very direct question. Second one is answering that. Piya pahuta kalaha vivada parideva soka sahamacharacha manati mana sahapesunacha macharya yutta kalaha vivada. Vivada jate suchape sunati. Very simple. From what is there have arisen quarrel, dispute, lamentation, sorrow, alone with selfishness, conceit and pride, alone with slander, tied up with selfishness are quarrel and dispute. In the arising of dispute is slander, selfishness. I am not agree this word of selfishness. I like to say it is tanha or trusna. Because I told you it is very difficult this Pali word to translate to English. The rubbish thing translates many people. Tanha cannot translate as a selfishness. How it can happen? When you say tanha, so who know the Pali, you understand what is the meaning. Because of the tanha, attachment, desire. So it is beginning the root cause. Piya pahuta kalaha vivada. Piya, appiya. You can understand very well when these two words come. Originated from there. That means dukkha arise from what is desire. When you go to the Dhammaratana, Sutta, when it is talking from where the suffering is coming, the same it will go together with this sutra. Piyasu lokasmin kato nidana jevapi lobha vicharanti loke asacha nitthacha kuto nidana ye samparayaya narasahonti. Where is the cause of things in the world, along with the greed that go about in the world? Yes. And where is the cause of the hopes and fulfillment for the sake of person next life? Very interesting. Chanda nidanani piyani loke ye chapi lobha vicharanti loke asacha nitthacha ito nidana ye samparayaya narasahonti. When you know the Pali, you need not many other people commentaries. Immediately answer is there. Desire are the cause of things in the world, along with the greed that go about in the world. And it too is the cause of the hopes and fulfillment for the sake of a person next life. When you compare all those things, what is going on surround our world, when you took all those things, why this country happening this thing, why this war, why this killing, it really fits with this sutra. Chandonu lokasmin kuto nidana vinichaya vapi kuto pahuta kodo mosa vajjancha katham takacha jevapi dhamma samanena utta. Here samanena, I think it is a Buddha. Where is the cause of desire in the world? And from where have their arisen do decisions, anger and lies and doubt, and what are the qualities or mental state spoken by the Buddha? Satam asatam ti yang ahu loke tang upanissaya pahoti chando rupeshu disva vibhavang bhavancha vinichayang kurute jantu loke. Very simple language. It is not very difficult to understand. Desire arises from pleasant and unpleasant things in the world. Piyarupa, Satarupa. Seen non-existent and existent of forms and person makes his decision in the world. That means upadana, the attachment. Whatever thing you attachment, there is the origin to the start of the war. Kodo mosa vajjancha katham kattacha etepi dhamma dvayameva sante. Katham kati jnana pataya sikche nyatva pautta samanena dhamma. Anger, lies and doubt, and those mental status too come into existence. When this very pair, present and unpleasant, exist, a doubtful man should train himself in the path of knowledge, Dhamma. The Buddha spoke about the nature of impermanence of all things. That means, if the people really understood the phenomena of the impermanence, so people will understand this war is starting to killing the people, there's no any means. So therefore, it goes to understand the nature of impermanence. Satang asatancha kuto nidana kisming asantena bhavanti hete vibhavang bhavanchapi yam etam attang etang me prabhuhi yato nidanam. What is the cause of origin to pleasant and unpleasant? When it is the pleasant and unpleasant not exist, and what is the mean by becoming and not becoming? Please tell me this. That means about how, if origin of the creation of the war and for the quarrel, and how we can stop. Passa nidanang satam asatam passe asante na bhavanti hete vibhavang bhavanchapi yametam attang etam te prabhumi ito nidanam. The contact is the cause of pleasant and unpleasant thing arise. When contact isn't, the pleasant and unpleasant not arise, and becoming and not becoming too is its cause. That I can say you, the Buddha. So it means, I am not going to translate all the 16 stanza. What it is say, if I make a summary, due to contact or touch, the attachment will arise, the upadana. Then attachment does not exist, then I, myself and mine will not exist. When it is A, B will come. When B is not there, A will not arise. The same. Conditioned by name and form, Namarupa, is contact. When form does not exist or disappear, contact doesn't touch. This knowledge came to me. That means through the meditation, one can realize from where the cause can come. For whom does attach of the form, Rupa Lambana, disappear? How do pleasure and sorrow disappear? Please tell me that I may satisfied in my mind as that I understood. The discussion is continued with Buddha. And conclusion given, tanha, ditti, that means craving or vision, will arise due to form of attachment. That means everything will come to the war. If the reason is, conclusion stanza it is say, knowing that all are dependent, the enlightened one, knowing their dependencies, is released, does not enter into dispute. The wise man understood that how all is conditioned, then he become free. The Buddha, having known that all are dependent, he doesn't get into dispute, doesn't meet with becoming and not becoming, he is enlightened. That means everything is go through very close to the Dhammaratana Sutta. When you eliminate all kind of root causes, we continue, and it will eliminate the war and dispute and all kind of calamities. Then I will summarize. What are the root cause to disharmony? Why for the war start? Because of the anger. The first thing is lobha, that means tannaha or desire. Then it will get the anger, that means kodha. It goes to dispute. Then people unhappy lamentation, and go to the grief and pride and sometimes arrogance, because they don't want to lose their own identity. I am this one, this country, this purple, that purple, etc., etc. Then surrender and quarrel and end the war. So one by one, when you reduce, it will be no exist the war. It can be eliminated. A very simple, I can say, what is the Buddhist conclusion to peace settlement? A simple summary, 2-3 words that I can say. In careful study of Kalaha Vivada Sutta and Sutta Nipata and many other original Sutta discourses in Pali Tipitaka, we find that the tanha or trishna in Sanskrit will be the origin of all kind of human problem, including dispute, quarrel and war. Due to deep attachment of one's own desirable thing, piyarupa, desirable thing, that means piyarupa, the human mind will lose its tranquility, peace and serenity, and try to protect, attach and embrace his or her own desirable thing, that means material. Then develop selfish attitude as I am and myself. That called in Pali mamamkara, sayamkara, parankara and ahamkara. Yes. When the attitude of ahankara and mamankara lead the human mind, it is naturally turning into quarrel, dispute, doubt, mistrust, lamentation and grief. To maintain peace in our mind and the society, the solution has given in Kalaha Vivada Sutta that the detachment of one's own desirable thing in reflection of impermanence, suffering and non-self will direct systematically to reduce and vanish the chain of continuation of evil human mind. The last, I can say, the person who entered into enlightened path through the practice of mindfulness meditation, vipassana, will guide to understand human illusion and ignorance. Then purified mind will not influence to dispute, quarrel, lamentation, griefs and wars. It is the tranquility of mind without any hindrance which is called the peace. So Buddhism you can bring to that end, where origin of the war, from where we can end of the origin of the war, then that is the peace. So it is like this very almost 1 hour of the period. It is very difficult for you to everything explain, but however, I gave you more element, more information. You can write a book, you can write a thesis. I didn't go into detail all those things. For example, canonical information, I didn't go to you translate all those things. If I go to translate one small passage, so I have to make another speech. So if I don't want you confused. These are the information, what I can say, Buddhism can play an important role. This world crisis, what exists today everywhere in the world. If people really can understand the origin where these root causes are coming to the quarrel and the fight and after shoot and killing the people, sell the bomb here and there, the ending, that can be complete to white out from the understanding of Buddhist teaching. So therefore we have a lot of work to be done in this area of study, because today we need the peace. Not only Buddhists, all the sentient being, all the human being who live in the world, they need that. So with that remark, so at least one or two questions, I will love to open the whole to your other question from me. Thank you very much.
Venerable, thank you so much. You've given us all food for thought for a long time. I have a relatively simple question. It's something you said in the beginning, that Buddhavacana is Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma. I have heard it many times. And I have also heard a scholar say Dhamma is Sutta and Abhidhamma. Could you parse this out a little bit for us? It's simple enough to be useful to a lot of students. Thank you.
Yes, Professor, thank you very much. Normally, when you talk about Buddha's teaching, it is very classical. The old Buddhist scholars, they knew very well the Buddha's teaching only categorically divided only three parts. Sutta, that only discourses all the discourses. Vinaya, that the rules of the monastic rule, that means it's a two-part. One is Gihi Vinaya, one is Pabbajja Vinaya. Gihi Vinaya, that means rules and regulation for the laity. Pabbajja Vinaya, that means the ordained monks and nuns. The third part is Abhidharma. So if one say Dhamma Sutta Vinaya, so it is very difficult to a traditional division of the Tripitaka, three baskets of the teaching. When you come to the Dharma, there's a different meaning. Some very simply say Dhamma, that means Buddha Vachana, original teaching of the Buddha. But another word, this Dharma, the old phenomena thing. Sabbe Dhamma anattati yada panyaya pasyati ata nibbindati dukke esamaggo visuddhya. These are two meanings. Some people confuse this thing. For some time Buddha say all the phenomena as Dhamma. So that another sense. And another word Dhamma, that 45 years of teaching, that means doctrine. So normally, all over the world, Buddhist scholars, we accept only Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidharma. There's no other thing. Of course, some scholars, to easy understanding for the audience, their own way, they teach something. Thus, I myself am typically attached to the original tradition. So I don't know to anyone. If someone say the different thing, so sometimes I oppose directly, because since 10 years young boy, I am a Buddhist monk. So from the very beginning I learned the original Buddhism, inverted comma, original Buddhism, that means canonical Buddhism.
Yes, sir. I just want to say one thing. When I heard the scholar say Sutta Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka is Dhamma, I think very strange to my ear. Does he mean to imply that Vinaya is not Dhamma?
That means for them Sutta Pitaka and also Abhidhamma Pitaka. Oh, that means I can say like that. Sometimes they may have a reason, because Sutta Pitaka, all kind of discourses, long, middle and short discourses. Abhidharma we recognize as Buddhist psychology. That is also kind of teaching. So for them, some combined together. And Vinaya they put aside as a rules, monastic rules. and the rules for the ladies. So it is, they can't make it as a two basket. That means Dhamma and Vinaya. That means it is go against to the first council of Rajagaha. Rajagaha, after Buddha entered to Paranirvana, all the great disciples together, when they had a meeting, they officially declared Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidharma. Thank you very much. Is there any other question for the students? Yes, please. Over there. Yes. First from here, after you can, please.
Professor, I have a question. Simple, easy. How to base peace of mind in our society? Although Buddhism wants to peace, other religions, that's Muslim, wants to destroy the Buddhism. So how can we do that?
Anyhow, first question I can answer, second question, no. First question, how to develop the peace and how to develop to the world. That is all the Buddhist teachings are given, all day we are talking. That means ajattika santi, we have to develop ourselves to peaceful people, then to talk peace for others. Automatically peace can be created. The problem is the people who talk peace, they don't have a peace. The second question you asked about other religion, Islamic people. So I don't want to go into that subject. It's a very vast and complicated subject. So we are here for the seminar of the peace. I don't want to talk non-peace ending of my seminar. But there is a very complicated issue. Political, religious, extremism, and all those things are there. Thank you. The madam is talking over there. Here. First row.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's very comprehensive. Peace depends on conditions. And in today's complicated world, warfare is being conducted at two levels. And a lot of people put labels on one level, forgetting that there's another level. First, there's the ideological level, and secondly, there's a spiritual level. Buddhists are a minority, and Buddha has predicted that Buddhism will disappear from the world, except in isolated pockets in the future. We have to recognize this mundane reality. So, what is Bante's view, without giving labels to, who are holding ideological views in direct conflict with the Buddhist? What is your advice for the people who are here, who could be leaders of those small pockets of communities in 30 years' time, when darkness will begin to fall across the world? Because this darkness may be endured for at least a century.
I can say for you this thing, the Buddhism, last 25 centuries, it has up and down. Some countries, of course, when it is a peaceful development, Buddhist king, Buddhist emperors, Buddhism really flourished. Non-Buddhist rulers, Buddhism disappeared. Then when you are asking what is the advice these young monks, what they must do, actually not only monks, we all have some duty to the society. If we are looking for our grandchildren, I'm not thinking our brothers and sisters, our grandchildren to have a land, a society, to live with the peace, we have to start now. To talk to the people, raise our voice. Now you say because of ideology and spiritual problem. Of course, if you ask another scholar, he can give another categories. It is how we think. All those things, ideology or spirituality, whatever things, in Buddha, his teaching, he originally very clearly mentioned, everything is coming because of our own, ourselves not arrive to control our desire and attachment for our identity, and to develop, expand our territory, expand our name, expand our pride, expand our country. Everything is come because I need. Buddha is completely say, until and unless people arrive to understand the impermanence, the mechanism of universal phenomena to change in situation, this war will not stop. You can say how many countries now hire the people, recruit the people, thousands of people recruit the public agent only for the weapons. So they never understood this change in society. We are not, no anyone is in permanent our life. Very, very short time. Therefore, the philosophical point of view, philosophical teaching of the Buddha, it must come priority to people to understand. If someone think because of when you say the term of spirituality, the name of the religion, because the war is coming, of course, some people are thinking they are the highest, they are the best, they have to dominate whole over the world. That is ideology. We have to go beyond of that. Buddhists walk on beyond of that old theories and old ideology. But I say, not all this young Sangha, the world cannot establish peaceful if we all human beings who live this earth, they have some duty to do how we create peace among us. So the conclusion is, before talking the world peace, we have to think ourselves. If I can create peace, I can create peace my family. I can create my neighbors. That is the way we can make to the world community. Thank you. Next question. Seem to be none.
Thank you, the most venerable. I'm student peace study. If we want to be peacemaker or peace engineer, how to prepare, how to do first. If we want to bring peace to society or in the world like this.
You want to become a peace activist?
Yeah.
So, as I say, I think we all must become peace activists. I will repeat again, you can't make peace outside the world if you don't have peace yourself. Therefore, Buddhism always concentrate first ourselves have to be practiced. Then you understand the complicated situation in the society. It's too much complicated. I think we can to develop the peace. But the question is, the society is too much complicated. Political influence, religious influence, social problem, economic problem, all kind of things are there. Religion cannot itself create a world peaceful. You can see now more than 2000 years of religion practice many Asian countries, but they have no peace. Still today. We can't blame for anyone. We can't blame anyone. So, the world continue the development of science and technology and new discoveries and political dominance and difficulties of the economic and social problem, racism increase, violence increase, so all kind of thing. It is not very easy. Therefore, United Nations even think this year 2019 and 20 sustainable development goal have to be developed in the world. Justice and to govern all the countries, even for the not only religious people, the political leaders and decision makers, they have important role to play. The problem is the world lead by the politician. Until and unless when they understand their government, their cabinets, when they approve different kind of solution, you must know how much, how far it will affect to the human society. Of course, Buddhism is priority for the peace. Buddhism. Of course, other religion too. All founders of the religion, they like to create a better world. But many things has changed today. The name of the religion, how many people kill today? Name of the religion. So therefore people have to wake up and see that. If it is a one God, the name of the God, how many people today kill? Everywhere. So this is the ignorance of the people. Therefore wisdom through the Buddhism is very important. Once they cultivated wisdom, once they understand the reality of the world, so of course they all will become like you, peace activist. So if you like to be peace activist, please go through the canonical teaching first, and where the Buddha emphasized, what kind of rules and regulation and strategies he proposed to development of the peace in the society, monastic life and your own community and to the worldwide community. So it will be some helpful for you to write some books and to teach others. That is not your ideas, it is coming for enlightened one, that is the Buddha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other? Last one, behind over there.
Thank you, Pandey. When I saw the religious people talking about peace, I feel like something wrong. About 2015, one group from America, they come to MCU. My lecturer introduced me to them. They talk about the peace project. What they do is they invite Buddhist monks to go to the Muslim society, like have lunch together with Imam, take the photo. I feel like, what the hell is peace? That not peace, I told them. So why you trying to take the religious leader together? They didn't have any problem. Look in Thailand, the religions each other, they don't have any problem. So you should go to the politics sphere. You are wrong. And then they also don't like me. Yes, I never join again. I said, I don't believe you guys. Maybe you talk about peace. Maybe you're doing for some of business. They also, yes, we never talk again after that. So when we look at now today, Chinese and Taiwan, not because about religion. American, Mexican, not because about religion. Number one is the problem is the world now it is about the politics system. Look at closely my country, fighting all the time until today, not because of religion. And yes, some of say yes, the Buddhist, not the Buddhist, religion should do something. Yesterday I saw one book they write about the should kid out religion from the education system. That's his problem. Now they're trying to kid out religions from the politics system, education system. So it means like religious cannot do anything more. So it means religious do what the God said, what the Buddhist says, like meditate, achata sandhi. So I don't believe religion can do anything more for the peace. Just I feel like yes, country leader and politicians should talk about peace more and more. How do you think, Pandey?
Thank you. Of course. You say some friends invited to go to the mosque to see the imam, to take a photo and have lunch together. Some people believe intercultural dialogue. It is something necessity. Why? Sometimes misunderstanding of other religion and misinterpretation of the religious text, the conflict will arise. You understand my point? Between the religions, I say even the Buddha or Christ or Prophet Muhammad, they all want to have a good world. But now, religious interpretation is to make a problem. And also we are not trustworthy among others. When you saw a Muslim imam, when he say a Buddhist monk, even he doesn't like. They say this man not married, this man doesn't like woman, he doesn't help for the society, and all kind of, they have different kind of opinion. That means they don't know Buddhism very well. That is ignorance, the misunderstanding. And the text, the spiritual text, they talk different kind of things. You say recently even when I say the interpretation of religious texts, some religion people, they suicide. And at the same time kill the people, hundreds of the people. Say they would like to go to paradise, join with the God, and also same time I heard they can marry 73 virgin girls. Such a nonsense. Can you understand that? That called religious misinterpretation. Recently even in Sri Lanka, it happened how many 100 people killed. Just blind, they are thinking religious text badly interpret. Therefore, I think to know another people, another religion is not bad. Because we have no trust. We have a mistrust. Until we have a mistrust, we can't make the bridge. We make only walls among us. It's very bad. Even Buddha, Buddha is the person to develop more solidarity and friendship with other religions. Even Jainis, even Brahmins, Ajivakas, Samanas, all kind of different group. He always welcomed them. But he never asked them to become a Buddhist. He taught them, he answered to them their question, just only. Therefore, when you say a religion cannot do anything, of course that feeling, that idea has politicians for a long time. France, now almost more than centuries, since 17th centuries, religion and state completely separated. They say religion make too much complicated thing. It is called laicite, the laity. They do the politics, they govern the country. Religious people say, you do your business, you take care of this thing. Don't interfere with the politics. Even UN, until year 2000, 1945 United Nations has established, created. Until year 2000, religion is taboo in the United Nations system. They don't want to invite any religious people to the United Nations, any meetings. You say, you are the people troublemakers. Now it has changed. They think, yes, politicians cannot resolve this problem alone. Because religion and religious people can play an important role in the society, as well as politicians. They are influencing people to the society. Now, even UNESCO, even Geneva, even New York, all the general assemblies, and preparing the short-term, mid-term, long-term program, they ask religious tradition to give their opinion. Because once they thought no religion cannot do anything, so we politicians can resolve this problem. Now they find no, it is a wrong decision. So we'll see. Now religion invited to the table of the old decision makers to understand where is the problem, where we have to resolve the problem, where is this origin. So we'll see. For me, politicians cannot resolve everything. They just come to only power for 5 years, 6 years. After they go. Without moral and ethical education, you cannot create a stable society. Otherwise, all our children will be robo. Go to school and university, they can have degree, certificate, they have no any kind of ethical and moral education. They don't know how to respect for their parents. They don't know how to respect their teachers. They don't know how to respect for the adult. They don't know their responsibility as a citizen. Therefore, religion is important. I am not agree your last point. Think about one more time. Thank you. Who is another one? Is there any other question?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Venerable Sir. I'm the PhD, the first year student. According to the, before anything else, I have a basic in the pharmacy and also in the marketing and managerial economics. I think the problem of the peace is because of natural resources, demand and supply. And now I think the peace begin because of they have the war, no weapon, but for the like a economics war. And then I learned about the marketing strategy. Right now they use this concept like the bigger is the better. And throughout the world they use this global strategy. What do you think about this? To how we can get through this concept, the Buddhism concept, into this, I will call like a greeting theory, sir.
The whole my speech is talking about that. All the problem is arise in the society Kalaha, Vivada. That means they argue, they quarrel and fight, go to the war because of the greediness. Trusna in Pali and Sanskrit. Until they eliminate from this nature of the human being, it will never stop. The nationalism will come because of the attachment. We want to become a best, bigger nation, powerful nation, rich nation. These are the concepts. It is not very new, everybody knew that. Therefore, Buddha and Buddhism see the problem in the reality. From where this seed is coming to conflict. Eliminate that thing first. Once you eliminate, all the factories where they fabricate weapons have to be closed down. The problem will come unemployment. The politicians have to find out a new job for them. People will be on the street. When there is a no war, they have to close down their factories. So more and more war in the world, so the economy will be strong. So I am not going to name the countries, but anyhow that is the real situation. So it is, time has come to think about. They can't play the game every day. No. Now people are more intelligent than before. Because they learn a lesson years and years.
And they are still on the move every single minute right now.
Time has come already. because now people think that is enough. We have to stop. Name of the religion, there is no peace. Name of the economy, there is no peace. Name of the nationalism, there is no peace. Name of the gap, rich and poor, there is no peace. The problem is there. The origin is everything go to the one's own self-identity. All politicians can say, my country will be the powerful in the planet. We are the best. Every country can say the same thing. So Buddhist, our attitude is totally different. Totally different. These all material things are impermanent. There's nothing. We need what? To live very short life, to be happy. Happiness is cannot buy from the market. Any market not sell the happiness. So happiness must create ourselves. Therefore, Buddhism is there to learn and practice. Yes, that I can say my last word.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we have time, maybe 5 minutes, Venerable. I would like to, Venerable, to give some advice to MA student and PhD student in Buddhist study and peace study. Please integrate or apply their Kalaha Vivada Vivada Sutta to the student who trying to find the title of dissertation and thesis and thematic paper. Please welcome, sir. Maybe 5 minutes, sir. Yes.
So there is your open invitation for me to advise them. One thing is, I will ask the two leaders of the Mahachola University, first for the rector and second thing my friend Moswendra Brahma Pandit, to give more priority to the peace education and give them more opportunity to know and to learn this complicated, difficult issue. Of course, Even day before yesterday meeting, I told to Most Venerable Bhakma Pandit, when we have a United Nations, UNESCO, all those peace building, peace conference and all those things, send a delegation for Mahachula. Let them to listen to people what they talk, and let them to go to the grassroots level for the society of the people to understand this real situation. And for you, you can do a great thing for the society. Because I remember since year 2000 or 99, when we have economic crisis, the Venerable Payutto wrote a book about Buddhist economy. Even he got a medal from UNESCO. It's wonderful, very simple work, but very comprehensive, a very good work about Buddhist economy. At that time, economic crisis in the world everywhere. Now with the peace crisis. So for you, don't think about this man say that, this man say that, this man say that. Everybody know that. Go through the original canon. I gave you many information already. If you didn't get it very clearly, let me know. I will support you. Try to more and more understand the Buddhist concept of the peace, and try to talk more and try to publish something more, and try to develop this department. The peace department is important than any other department. So you have a role to play. So I will ask the rector and Most Venerable Bhakma Pandit to give more funds and to get some good scholars and activists who work on peace. Ask them to come here to dialogue with them, discuss with them, and also at least prepare some thesis. I never heard from Mahachula until now there's a thesis came on world peace or what kind of peace education. I heard there's a peace studies department. So of course, I myself, I am coming always when we have UN activities. I am ready to come and join sometime with you. And I will more prepare. This time I didn't prepare anything for you to war and peace. I came for the UN meeting for the preparing Vesak celebration. But I have opportunity to talk to you. So of course, we will contact our relationship. And we try to build up this department to become a strong department as a Buddhist country, majority of Buddhists in this country. And the Sangha and the Buddhist university, you have all the requirement qualification to do that. That I can say. Thank you, Professor. You have to say anything to say?
I do. On September 12th, very recently, Most Venerable Brahma Pundit gave an address to all the Rotarians in the Rotary Club of Bangkok. Rotary International has as its main goal a similar goal to the UN, which is world peace. At that time, the Most Venerable addressed us on conflict resolution. Here is a quote from Brahma Pundit. Religious leaders can intervene by bringing the conflicting parties to the negotiating table for dialogue and using religious diplomacy. I just want to say I'm so proud to be associated with this group.
Thank you very much. That information.
Yeah. Thank you very much for Most Venerable today. Most Venerable give the special lecture to on about Buddhism and peace certain with special reference Kalaha Vivada Sutta to solve the problem about the peace problem, and the Buddha as peacemaker. And if we would like to solve the problem in our society, we try to serve back to the Buddha word and apply, integrate, adjust to our society. This is, I think, the way that the Most Venerable to give to us today. I, on behalf of administrators, lecturers, and officers of International Buddhist Study College, I would like to thank to Most Venerable Dhammaratana who gives special to all of us today. Thank you very much, Most Venerable. Okay, before I finish my word, I try to understand the title that Most Venerable gave to us today. If we don't have inner peace ourselves, we cannot give the peace to others. This is my word, the last word for today. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Okay, we take a group photo with Most Venerable because this is the last special lecture for